Welcome, pilots! This video is part of my guide detailing every high-security combat site. While I normally fly an Ishkar, for Sansha's Nation sites I've instead chosen to fly another assault frigate called the Jaguar. This ship is quite well suited for this site, and its escalation, Drop. Combat signatures appear in your probe scanner window, and you must scan them down with probes before you can warp to them. Some combat signatures do not have a DED difficulty rating, and instead have a chance of escalating to a short story-based expedition. The Sansha Hideout is a combat signature found in all systems with a security status of 0.8 and lower throughout the eastern regions of Amarr space. This includes Domain, Tash-Murkon, Devoid, and Derelik. This site has a decent potential for either a faction spawn or an escalation, either of which may lead to high-value loot drops. Only up to destroyer-class ships will be allowed into the site. You will land directly on an acceleration gate, which you must activate to enter the first room of the site. In the first room, you'll land a ways away from a bunker, flanked by lookout structures on either side. Each lookout structure is guarded by 1 or 2 Sansha NPCs flying frigates. Within a few seconds of landing, a third group will spawn near the bunker, consisting of 1 or 2 more frigates. The gate to the next room is locked, requiring all NPCs in the area to be destroyed. In the second room, you'll land in front of several bunkers and lookout structures. The nearest lookout structure on the right is guarded by a group of 3 Sansha NPCs flying frigates. If you look way above, you'll see a Sansha minor refinery off in the distance. About 2 minutes after landing, another group of 3 frigates will spawn near a bunker. And about 4 minutes after landing, yet another group of 3 frigates will spawn near a different bunker. Destroying the initial group of frigates spawns the commander wave near the same lookout structure, consisting of 3 destroyers. If you're lucky, a true Sansha NPC flying a frigate will spawn with them. The True Sansha NPC will always drop a True Sansha copper tag, and a single Sansha small frequency crystal. It may also drop a True Sansha module, or a mid-grade Rapture or Nirvana implant. Destroying the True Sansha NPC, or in its absence the Sansha minor refinery, has a chance of triggering an escalation to the Drop expedition. While fighting the last defenders of this hideout, you notice 3 of their ships warp out and disappear from radar. Your navigational computer has had a few minutes now to mull over the data they left, and has come up with a probable destination in case you want to chase them. As with all unrated expeditions, Drop will have you travel through up to 4 encounters. Each encounter may either continue to escalate or come to an end. Escalations will appear on the Exploration tab of the Agency window. For the first encounter of the Drop expedition, you'll land directly on a newly constructed acceleration gate guarded by a group of 8 Sansha NPCs. If you're lucky, one of them will be a true Sansha frigate. The true Sansha NPC will always drop a Sansha small frequency crystal and a true Sansha copper tag. Destroying the true Sansha NPC has a chance of escalating to the second encounter of the Drop expedition. In the case there is no faction frigate on the initial warp-in, you can ignore the NPCs and simply activate the gate. A few moments after landing, you have a chance of being awarded the escalation. It seems like the weird sound once in a while coming from your left dashboard is not from the navigation computer after all. At least it seems to have calculated the whereabouts of these Sansha frigates pretty accurately. Not accurately enough though, as they warp out as soon as you enter space. Luckily, your instruments managed to come up with the best approximation for their next destination. In the room behind the acceleration gate, you'll briefly see a trio of Sansha NPCs way off in the distance before they warp away. One of them is named Gamat, Hakoot. In the second encounter of the expedition, you'll again land directly on a newly constructed acceleration gate guarded by a group of Sansha NPCs. This group consists of up to 8 frigates and destroyers. If you're lucky, one of them will be a true Sansha frigate. This, and any other true Sansha NPC in future drop encounters, may drop a true Sansha module, or a mid-grade Rapture or Nirvana implant. Destroying the true Sansha NPC, or in its absence taking the acceleration gate, has a chance of escalating to the third encounter of the Drop expedition. Again, you warp in too far, and the Sansha ships slip away into space. Luckily, they leave a predictable path. Much like the prior encounter, in the next room you'll briefly see a trio of Sansha NPCs way off in the distance. Gamat Hakoot continues to elude you. In the third encounter of the expedition, you'll again land directly on a newly constructed acceleration gate. This time it will be guarded by up to 8 destroyers and advanced frigates with Loyal in their name. The Loyal frigates have a stronger armor tank than regular frigates. If you're lucky, there will also be a True Sansha frigate. Destroying the True Sansha NPC, or in its absence taking the acceleration gate, has a chance of escalating to the fourth and final encounter of the drop expedition. While fighting the 2 ships you managed to catch up with, the third one got away. Your instruments give no clue as to where it was headed, but just before it vanished you picked up a distress signal from it, containing this location. In the room behind the acceleration gate, you'll once again see Gamat Hakoot way off in the distance. He once again slips away, but his escort of 2 frigates is in fighting range. In my experience, the final encounter is usually in a system with a 0.5 security rating, which is still in high security space. You will land in a sparse asteroid field, guarded by a group of 4 frigates and 6 destroyers. Taking out the destroyers spawns a new group of up to 3 frigates. Destroying this new group of frigates causes Gamat Hakoot to spawn. Destroying Gamat will prompt the closing message of the expedition. Obviously, the distress signal made it through to the intended recipients. This was quite a reception. In any case, there are a bit less drug runners in space after this encounter. While I did not witness it during my playthroughs, Gamat Hakoot may drop 1 or more True Sansha or Senti C-type Dead Space modules, or a blueprint copy for a succubus. A ship like the Jaguar, fit with light missiles, will run the Sansha Hideout in about 3 minutes. For newer Amarr pilots, an executioner fit with beam lasers is capable of running the site, though you'll want to be careful against the destroyers in the commander wave. Younger pilots may want to try out a courser fit with beam lasers. Because the entrance gate is restricted to destroyer-class ships, tactical destroyers are likely the best choice for this site. While recording the footage for this video series, I kept track of the statistics for 20 Sansha Hideout sites. Over this period, 7 of these spawned a True Sansha pirate, and 4 escalated to the drop expedition. 3 of these dropped something beyond the faction ammo and tag, with blueprint copies for Nirvana implants being the most common. The drop expedition can escalate up to 4 times, and each encounter has a chance of spawning a True Sansha frigate. Through my 4 escalations, I had a total of 8 encounters. 4 of these had a faction spawn, only 1 of which dropped something beyond the faction ammo and tag. In my case, this was a True Sansha small energy Nosferatu. Unfortunately for me, only 1 escalation went through to the final encounter. Gamat Hakoot was rather stingy that day, only dropping regular modules. In high-security Eastern Amarr space, you can also probe down other unrated sites like the Sansha Lookout, Watch, or Vigil. Note that the Western Amarr regions have similar combat sites featuring Blood Raider NPCs. Other NPC pirates include Rogue Drones, the Serpentis, Guristas, and Angel Cartel. My journey to host a complete set of combat site video guides began in 2020 with a similar 13-part series for Serpentis combat sites. I followed this up with similar series for Guristas, Angel Cartel, and Blood Raiders. If you find yourself outside of Eastern Amarr space, you can check out those videos right now. If you're curious about fitting assault frigates for combat site exploration, you can check out the gaming section of my website over at RileyEntertainment.com. Thanks for making it to the very end, and smash that like button if you enjoy my content.